Try rewinding your life for a moment. At what exact point did your current cat walk into it? For many people, the answer is right after a loss, a breakup, or a stretch of emptiness so deep you just wanted to disappear. There was no dramatic miracle, just a cat left in a box at your door, a pair of eyes at a rescue shelter, or a random photo of a kitten that you accidentally could not forget. If God or the universe wanted to hug you but couldn't use two arms, there's a good chance he would choose a small, warm, four-legged body that knows how to jump onto your chest and switch on the purring mode. You're lying there after a terrible day, not wanting to talk to anyone. The cat climbs up, curls into a ball, and starts to purr. You don't need to read any studies about purring frequencies or hormones. You just know that after a few minutes, you're breathing deeper, your heart softens, and that feeling of, I'm alone in this world, suddenly eases. Some people call that a cute cat. Others look at the same scene and think, maybe someone up there hasn't forgotten me. In this video, I'm inviting you to look at your cat in a different way, as a being sent to you with 7 quiet missions, a spatial bodyguard, a healing machine, a bridge to the other side, and a mirror for your own soul. I'm not here to force you to believe anything. I'm just gonna lay things out. Ordinary daily moments, a bit of science, and then peel back one more layer of meaning so you can decide for yourself whether it's all a coincidence or God's answer in the shape of a cat. And as always, if you want me to keep making content like this, please hit like and subscribe. It's the simplest way to tell the algorithm and to tell us that stories about cats still deserve to be told with real seriousness. Quick reminder, we work with veterinarians, but this video is about spirit and emotions. It is not meant for self-diagnosing illnesses. If your Royal Highness shows any unusual or worrying signs, please take them to a clinic first. Then come back here later and slowly decode their mission afterward. Have you noticed that right before something happens, your Luna suddenly starts acting very strange? One day you're rushing out of the house and Luna suddenly darts out to block your way, clings to your legs, rolls around, absolutely refusing to let you step through the door. You're annoyed, but a few minutes later you hear that the road you were about to take is completely jammed, or there's just been a collision there. On another day, the house is quiet, and Luna suddenly freezes, ears upright, eyes locked on an empty patch of wall, back slightly arched, tail puffed up, and right after that comes a noise in the hallway, a stranger standing at your door, or a tense situation erupting inside the house. Biologically, cats are not holy, but they are extremely sensitive. Their ears can hear much higher frequencies than ours, their eyes catch tiny movements in the dark, and their whiskers and paw pads can feel vibrations, changes in air pressure, and footsteps from far away. When a cat reacts to thin air, it usually means the environment has already changed. It's just that your senses haven't picked it up. If you look at it from a spiritual angle, a cat is like a space guardian, an energy shield constantly sweeping through your home, scanning for invisible things, and sometimes pulling you away from things you haven't seen yet. An argument, a dangerous situation, a plan that would have turned out really badly. You don't even need to believe in any forces at all. Just the feeling that there is a living being in this house keeping watch for me is already enough to relax your nerves, help you sleep more peacefully, and make your heart feel one beat lighter. Next time your cat stares fixedly into a corner of the room or stubbornly blocks the doorway, you can still feel impatient, but try changing the sentence in your head from, "You're in my way," to, "Maybe this is my bodyguard sounding the alarm." Then gently stroke their head as if you were thanking someone working a long shift who never asks to be paid.
There is a scenario that repeats itself in so many people's lives. By day, you tell the whole world, "I'm fine," and only when you close your bedroom door at night do you finally dare to exhale. You collapse onto the bed, eyes burning, chest heavy, your mind replaying everything on a loop. And right at that moment, Milo appears. He doesn't give advice, doesn't say, "Stay strong." Milo simply jumps onto you, finds the exact spot where your body is tensed up, your chest, your stomach, your thighs, then curls up and starts a steady purr. That small body vibrates like a little machine ironing out the knots in your chest. You don't need to remember how many hertz a purr is or which hormones are being released. You only know that after a few minutes, your heart slows down, your head gets quieter, and the feeling of "I'm drowning" fades just a bit. From a faith perspective, you might call him a gift sent by God. From a practical perspective, he is a furry body-mind healing device silently switching on every time you're close to breaking down. In return, what you need to do is simple. When you're exhausted, allow yourself to lie still with him for a few minutes. And when you notice him suddenly clinging to you unusually, purring in a different way, or on the contrary, withdrawing, hiding, or refusing food, remember that it's now your turn to take him to be healed by a veterinarian, not only by love. Have you ever felt like your Garfield somehow knows things in advance? You're not even home yet, and he's already sitting right by the door waiting. The sky is still bright, but he's already hiding deep under the bed, and a few hours later, a thunderstorm rolls in. There are days when you haven't told anyone yet about your decision to move, change jobs, or break up. But he's glued to you, sleeping pressed up against you as if he's afraid you might drift away. In everyday science terms, cats have an excellent memory for your routine. Your footsteps, your car sound, your body scent, your sleep-wake cycle. They're sensitive to changes in air pressure, wind, and humidity, so they can feel weather shifts coming. They read your facial expressions, your tone of voice, and how you move to measure your mood. From the outside, you could say this: cats don't predict the future. They're just very good at reading what's already quietly on its way. But there's one realm that's harder to explain: dreams. On your worst nights, for some reason you dream of your cat walking ahead of you, leading you down a long hallway, standing guard in front of a door, or just sitting silently next to you until you wake up. That could be just your brain processing emotions, but it might also be your subconscious using the safest image it knows to guide you through stretches of darkness you can't face head-on during the day. If you believe in inner spiritual depth, this is when your cat becomes a guide through time and dreams. They signal upcoming turns in your life with tiny shifts in behavior. They appear in your dreams right when you're facing big choices. And they stay beside you when one chapter closes and the next one hasn't yet begun. Next time your cat acts strangely right before a major change, or after you've had a dream about them that's too vivid to dismiss as random, try writing this down. What door in my life am I about to walk through today? Sometimes, simply realizing that you are not walking through it alone is already enough to make the future feel less frightening.
There are moments when Oscar is looking, but not at you. He sits right at the edge of the bed, eyes fixed on an empty point in the air, tail gently swaying, purring softly as if he's talking to someone you can't see. On some days, exactly on the anniversary of a loved one's passing, he suddenly chooses to lie quietly on the chair they used to sit in, or on the old shirt you've kept, calmly taking the place of a familiar presence. From a practical point of view, cats react to tiny things: light, sounds, smells, shifts in the air, details the human eye easily skips. When you're already emotionally raw from missing someone who's gone, your brain will naturally attach meaning to every little thing. That is completely normal. But for many people in mourning, their cat does something no one else can do. It lies exactly in the empty space inside the house. It comes to you at the precise moment your heart tightens the most. It seems to look through you toward the name you don't dare say out loud. If you want to see it spiritually, your cat becomes a soft bridge between you and the other side. No seances, no complex rituals, just a warm body lying between two worlds, receiving a bit of your pain, then giving back a bit of comfort. The feeling of that person has completely disappeared softens, and in its place appears a quieter sense that love hasn't been cut off, it is only changed form.
Next time you see your cat sitting in a spot that feels uncannily right person, right place, or purring softly on a sad anniversary, you don't have to believe it's a sign from above. But if thinking, if he, she, dad, mom were still here, they'd probably want to hold me the way this cat is doing now, makes your heart hurt just a little less, then that bridge, whether real or symbolic, has already done its job. Have you ever wondered why some people only have to visit once for your low-key to climb straight into your lap, while others come 10 times and he still hides? Same cat, same room, but his reactions to each person are completely different, as if he's reading something deeper than clothes, money, or sweet words. Cats don't read personality the way humans do. They read energy. The way you walk into a room, how loud your voice is, your breathing rhythm, the awkwardness in your hand when you reach out. With their own guardian, they read even more. You're angry but pretending to be cheerful. You're sad but trying to act normal. You're exhausted but still squeezing them tightly just to cling to something. And they respond. On some days, they dodge your hand, get cranky, refuse to be held. On other days, they crawl onto your chest and force you to lie still. If you believe in inner spiritual depth, this is when your cat becomes a soul mirror and lesson keeper. When you're impatient and hot-tempered, they slow down, avoid you, forcing you to learn patience. When you don't respect boundaries, they scratch, bite, and walk away, making you learn to stop before you hurt someone. When you cling and fear loss, they choose you, but one day they still have to leave, and you're forced, for the first time, to face loving deeply while still accepting that you must let go. Some human cat bonds run so deep that you catch yourself thinking, it feels like this isn't our first time meeting. Whether you call it a soul contract, fate, or simply we're a perfect match, the fact remains that the day they arrived, you started relearning how to love, how to set boundaries, and how to face loss, through a message much gentler than the way life usually throws things straight at your face. Next time your cat is in a mood, avoiding you, snapping, or suddenly being unusually gentle, don't stop at, he's being bad today, or she's being so good today. Try asking yourself a tougher question. Through this cat, what lesson is life trying to teach me that I keep ignoring?
In every home, there are a few cat coordinates, spots they stubbornly choose as their headquarters. A strip of sunlight on the floor, a slightly sunken corner of the sofa, a crooked cardboard box by the window. Day after day, you see Tiger returning to those exact points, sprawled out with his belly exposed, washing his face, dozing as if he's recharging his entire body. What's strange is that when you walk into the room where Tiger usually lies, you often feel you can breathe more easily there than in other parts of the house. The simple reason is that cats are born comfort engineers. They choose places that are warm, light-filled, with little draft, little noise, and a good view. Morning sunlight, fresh air circulation, a tidy corner, everything that's good for your cat also happens, by chance, to be good for your nervous system and your mood. Just by clearing up one corner to match cat preferences, you've unintentionally created a more genuine resting spot for yourself. If you enjoy the deeper layer, you can see your cat as an energy receiving and broadcasting station in your home. During the day, they lie where sunlight and the outside world touch your space. At night, they move around, transmitting that feeling of safety and peace to other spots. Whether you see it as literal or symbolic, it leads to the same point. By following your cat's paw prints, you can redraw the map of all the places where your mind can most easily rest. Next time, instead of being annoyed that they've claimed the nicest chair, try sitting exactly where they just were. Open the curtains a little wider and notice how your body feels. Very likely, you'll understand why the energy station of your home is located right there. If you put all the talk about spirituality, energy, and the universe aside, what is left between you and Pumpkin? It's a living being that doesn't care how much money you make, what you wear, or how you look. Pumpkin only really reads 3 things: whether you are safe, whether you respect him, and whether you are genuine with him. Cats don't love by clinging to you every second, nor do they love by sacrificing themselves until they're drained. You teach a very mature kind of love, loving while still keeping boundaries, loving without control, loving while accepting that one day you will have to let go. The more tightly you try to hold on, the more they struggle. The calmer you are, the more you respect their no, the more they take the initiative to come over, climb into your lap, and curl up on your pillow as an answer that doesn't need words. For the brain, caring for a small creature, learning to read its signals, and adjusting your behavior so it feels safe is a repeated exercise in healthy attachment. You learn to wait, to apologize, to stop before you hurt someone, to love without forcing the other side to give back in the exact same way. Many people only realize later that thanks to a cat, they've become gentler with themselves and less harsh with others. If you believe in God or some higher being, you can call a cat an ambassador of unconditional love sent down to those who struggle to trust and to open up. If you don't, you only need to acknowledge one simple thing. By living with the cat, you've relearned how to love, more clearly, more softly, and more kindly than before. And for anyone up there who might be watching, that alone is probably enough to count as a miracle. Before we call cats God's gift, let's put them under the microscope of science for a moment. The purring you hear every night is not random at all. Many measurements show that cats often purr in a low frequency range around 20 to 50 hertz, which overlaps with the frequencies researchers use in certain vibration therapies to help bones heal faster, soft tissues recover better, and pain perception decrease. It works like a kind of deep, steady, repetitive sound background that helps your nervous system step out of alarm mode and slide into a state of rest. Add to that the fact that you're touching, stroking, or holding a living, warm, safe body, your own body releases more oxytocin, the bonding, calm-feeling hormone, and less cortisol, the stress hormone. That's why just lying quietly with your cat for a few minutes can make your body loosen up and your breathing deepen, even if you don't fully understand why. Over the long term, some epidemiological studies have even found that people who have lived with cats have a lower risk of dying from cardiovascular disease compared to those who never had pets. Science is cautious and won't flatly declare that cats save your heart, but there is a logical chain. Living with animals reduces loneliness, lowers stress, gently increases daily physical activity, and improves your daily rhythm, all of which add up to better heart health than living alone, glued to your phone and your work. As far as their senses go, cats don't need any magic to see what we can't. Their ears hear much higher pitches than human ears. Their eyes are sensitive to tiny movements in low light, and their whiskers and paw pads detect vibrations, air changes, and footsteps from far away. What we call staring into nothing is often just them reacting to a faint sound in the hallway, a small pressure change before it rains, or footsteps still dozens of meters from the house. The human brain, meanwhile, is excellent at attaching meaning to coincidences, especially when we're sad, scared, or missing someone who has died. Finally, the living space that your cat designs isn't far from what science recommends for mental health: more natural light, a quiet corner to rest, less clutter, and at least one place where your body can truly relax.
When you subconsciously open the curtains, clear the mess, or move a chair around just to please your cat, you're also quietly adjusting the environment for your own brain. None of this cancels out spiritual belief. In fact, it does the opposite. It shows that the miracle you feel from a cat has both feet firmly planted in the physical world. If you like, you can say, God chose a creature that even science has to admit is extremely good at keeping our hearts, minds, and homes from collapsing too quickly. In the end, the name you give it doesn't really matter anymore. You can call it God's gift, the universe's arrangement, or simply a cat I happen to adopt. But after these 7 roles we've just walked through together, you can probably feel at least this. Your cat stepped into your life right when you needed them most and stayed far longer than an ordinary coincidence usually would. A small creature that cannot speak your language has quietly acted as a bodyguard for your home, a healing machine for your body and mind, a guide through life's sharp turns, a bridge to things and people you can no longer see, a mirror reflecting your soul, an energy station for your living space, and finally, a teacher showing you how to love more kindly. Whether you put your faith in science or in God, the fact that your cat has made your life a bit less dark day after day is already enough to be called a miracle. Tonight, before you go to sleep, try looking at your cat for a few seconds longer than usual. Maybe stroke their head and quietly say a sentence you've never finished properly. Thank you for coming at the right time. The rest you can leave to them as they go on being a fur-covered angel in their very own way. If you see yourself in any of these stories, don't forget to hit like, share this video with someone who is also being saved by a cat without realizing it, and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes about the secret world inside every royal highness. And in the comments below, tell us your cat's name and one moment when you felt they were more than just a cat. Who knows? Your story might be the gentle reminder someone out there needs that when God wants to hug us, sometimes He really does just send a cat.